Everyone loves Christmas in Olu village. It was a one day nobody cried, nobody fought, and nobody went hungry. But 6 years ago, a young man disappeared and the village chose to forget. This Christmas, 10 goats were brought out for slaughter. The knife was raised, the crowd was laughing. Then a goat screamed, "Stop!" And in that moment, a secret buried for 6 years refused to stay buried. Stay with me because this Christmas story is going to shock you. Once upon a time, on the 25th of December, something wonderful happened in a quiet little village. Christmas came to Olu village the way it always did, loud, joyful, and full of life. Before the sun rose, drums were already beating. Women woke early to cook rice and soup in big pots. Smoke covered the village like morning fog. Children ran barefoot, singing Christmas songs that had no correct words. Men sat under trees, sharing palm wine and arguing about football and wrestling matches from years ago. One boy shouted, "Christmas is the best day in the world." Another replied, "No, my birthday is better." A third boy said, "Both of you are lying. Meat is better than everything." Laughter followed them everywhere. At the center of all the excitement was Papa Benji's compound. Papa Benji was a large man with a loud voice and a bigger heart. Everyone in Olu village knew him. Every Christmas, Papa Benji shared meat with anyone who came to his house, whether you greeted him well or not. "If your pot is empty, come," Papa Benji would shout. "If your pot is already full, come and add more." People loved him because his generosity had no conditions. This Christmas was special. Papa Benji had invited the village butcher to slaughter 10 goats. The meat would be shared to everyone. By mid-morning, Papa Benji's compound was already full. Women arrived with bowls and nylon bags. Some even came with coolers, pretending they were helping to keep the meat fresh. One woman whispered, "I didn't cook today. I will go home with enough meat." Another replied, "As long as Papa Benji is alive, hunger cannot kill us." Children ran around counting goats loudly, miscounting on purpose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 10. Papa Benji laughed. The butcher arrived, sharpening his knife loudly, making the goats restless. "This one is already begging for Christmas mercy." People laughed when they heard what the butcher said. The goats were tied properly. When the butcher raised his knife to kill one of the goats, he shouted, "Stop!" The voice was clear, loud, human. The knife fell from the butcher's hand. For one heartbeat, everyone froze. Then fear took over. Women screamed and ran. Children scattered in all directions. One man climbed a mango tree without knowing how he got there. Another man jumped into a pot of soup because he believed the goat was chasing him. Papa Benji ran faster than he had run in 20 years. His wife, Mama Rose, ran without her slippers. The butcher fainted. Within seconds, Papa Benji's compound was empty. Only the goat remained. Silence fell like a curse. As evening approached, the shock reduced small. Fear turned into confusion. Confusion turned into courage. The village chiefs gathered along with the Dibia, the village spiritual man. One chief said, "My elders, we can't keep running. Let us stand like men and face these talking goats." Another chief nodded. Let us hear what it wants to say. They all returned to Papa Benji's compound carefully. The goat stood calmly looking at them. The dibia swallowed hard and spoke. Goat, why did you speak? If you're enjoying this story, let me know by hitting the like button. It helps our stories reach more people who love African folktale. Back to the story. The goat lifted its head and replied slowly, I spoke because I carried the voice of a man who was silenced. The air became heavy. Then the goat began to speak again. My name is Stan. I am Papa Benji's son. I died 6 years ago. Mama Rose screamed and fell to the ground. Papa Benji shook as if his body could not carry the weight of the words he just heard. The goat continued. You all remember the great wrestling match 6 years ago. The final fight was between Obi and me. The village gathered, drum beat, dust filled the air, and I won. Because of that victory, Chief Sylvester, a wealthy chief from the city, chose me to follow him. I was to serve under him, learn business, and later be settled. I was going to become a rich man. Papa Benji cried louder. The goat's voice grew heavier. But one man's heart was poisoned by jealousy. Obi. The chiefs looked at one another. The goat continued. On the night before I was to leave for the city, Obi came to me. Let us walk together, he said. We are still friends. I trusted him. He led me towards the evil forest. There, jealousy became his strength. He struck me. I fell and died. Mama Rose beat her chest and cried so much. Papa Benji could not stand what he just heard. But the goat went on. Obi buried my body in a shallow grave and went home to sleep. The next morning, when I did not return, everyone assumed I had followed Chief Sylvester early. No one searched. No one asked questions. I was forgotten. The compound was filled with crying. The goat paused, then said, For 6 years, my blood cried from the ground. This Christmas, Obi's fear grew heavy. To hide his guilt, he gifted 5 goats to Papa Benji. I entered one of them. I could not remain silent. The truth is heavy, he whispered. The chiefs immediately sent men to the evil forest. The dog, the found bones, the found clothes, the found the truth. Obi was brought forward. He could not deny it. He confessed. Papa Benji cried like a child. That Christmas, no drums played again. No laughter returned. Even the food tasted bitter. Obi was captured and taken to the king's court, where he would be given the appropriate punishment for taking a human life. Before the goat was taken away, it spoke one final time. Let this village remember, jealousy kills slowly, but truth never dies. And from that year on, whenever Christmas came to Olu village, people remember the day laughter turned into silence. If you enjoyed this Christmas tale, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. We tell stories that keep our traditions alive. Thank you for watching, and remember, watch what you do in the dark, because nothing stays hidden forever. Remember to like and share this story with a friend or two that you know will enjoy it. Click on the story on the screen. I'm sure you're going to enjoy it.